Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Namaste, and a very good day to everyone. I'm Isra from Sri Lanka. Today, I have the honor of serving as your host on behalf of International Association for Culture Education and Ministry of Education, Uva Province, Sri Lanka. The International Professional Development Program for Educators is a joint educational endeavor by the International Association for Culture Education and Ministry of Education, Uva Province, Sri Lanka, with the collaborative partnerships of universities, organizations, schools, and educational leaders from the global community. It's my great pleasure and honor to welcome our esteemed speaker for today's session, Dr. Sudhakar Umale, professor in Department of Medical and Manufacturing Engineering and Thakur College of Engineering Technology, Mumbai, India. Dr. Umale brings with him a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of engineering education and research, and we are truly privileged to have him with us today. He will do lecture series on techniques for writing good research papers and theses. Today he will do his session on research design. Parallel to this lecture series, the International Research Competition for Quality Education has been launched by the Ministry of Education over Province Sri Lanka in collaboration with the International Association for Quality Education. We are pleased to invite all principals, teachers, and educators to begin your research studies and present them online. It's a great opportunity to showcase your work and skills to global audience. Our esteemed presenter, Dr. Umale sir, will guide you on how to write high-quality research papers and theses. Dr. Umale sir, we are delighted to have you here. On behalf of International Association for Quality Education and Ministry of Education over Province, Sri Lanka, I warmly welcome you. We now invite you to begin your presentation. The floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, participants. Good evening, organizers. Shall I share my PPT? Today's topic is research design. I want to explain how to design it. What is meant by research? Already I have explained in earlier lectures. We must understand what is research design, why it is needed, what to understand from research design. I will explain all these things to you. Research design is, I have explained the definition of research design here. Research design is the framework of research methods and techniques chosen by a researcher to conduct a study. So research design is only the framework of all, particularly research methods and research techniques decided by researchers to conduct his or her study. The function of research design is to ensure that the evidence obtained enables the researchers to effectively address the research problem as clearly, unambiguously as possible. It refers to the overall strategy used to integrate the different components of the study in a coherent and logical manner. In earlier lectures, I have explained the objectives of research, problems identified by the researchers, and hence today I will not explain all these two things. Now some of the researchers, well-known researchers, defined this research design in different manner. A research design is a plan, structure, and strategy of investigation to obtain answers to research questions or research problems. It includes an outline of what the investigator will do from writing the hypothesis to the final analysis of data. So this definition is defined by Kurlinger in 1986. Second definition is written by Thayer, a researcher, in 1993. He has defined it as a traditional research design is a blueprint or detailed plan for how a research study is to be completed. Once upon we defined the research design, you must understand what is the need of research design in the research work. I want to explain the need of research design in the research work. Research design is essential for conducting a study that is rigorous, systematic, and credible, ultimately leading to meaningful and actionable insights. It is crucial because it serves as the blueprint for the study, ensuring that the research process is systematic, efficient, and reliable. Knowing the appropriate research design allows for effective planning, enabling the project to be completed in less time and often at reduced cost due to efficiency gained through pre-planning. Before explaining it, I have some questions on research design to the researchers or who want to design their research work. The research design should be able to provide answers to the following research queries. What are the queries that need researchers? The first query is, what is the study about? What is the study about and what type of data is required? This is the first query for the researcher. Second query is, what is the purpose of the study? Third query is, what are the sources of needed data? Fourth query is, what should be the place or area of the study? What time approximately is required for the study? What type of sampling should be used? What method of data collection would be appropriate? What should be the approximate expenditures for the research? So these are the questions to be required to get the research design ideas, and hence research design provides an outline of what a researcher is going to do. It is the conceptual structure within which the research is conducted and includes the following aspects: location of experimentation, nature of data required, sample design to be used. A fourth is time required to complete the research, techniques of data collections, methods of data analysis, report preparation methods. So these 7 points to be remembered during your research work, that we can say a research design. Now it is very important to understand this question: why is research design important for researcher? I will repeat this question. Why is research design is important for researchers? Researchers must understand clarity and focus of the research. What do you mean by clarity and focus of the research? For this, research design helps in clearly defining the research problem and guides the researcher in selecting the appropriate methods and tools. This clarity ensures that the study remains focused and relevant. Once you understand clarity and focus, we will go to the next, that is validity and reliability of the research work. A well-structured research design enhances the validity. What do you mean by validity? Here, validity means accuracy of the research work done by the researchers, and reliability means consistency of the research which gives appropriate results. Validity and reliability minimizes biases and errors, leading to more trustworthy findings. Once you understand validity and reliability, we must understand what is resource management of the research design. In this, research design enables better planning and efficient use of resources such as time, money, and manpower. With a clear plan, researchers can avoid unnecessary expenditures and delays. And hence, resource management is very important, which manages time of the research, money required for the research, and manpower involved in the research. Now we come to the ethical considerations. Already we have discussed ethical considerations, but in the research design, we must understand what is exactly the ethical consideration in research design. A well-structured research design ensures that the ethical issues are properly considered and addressed, protecting the rights and well-being of participants while maintaining the integrity of research. Fifth is what? Reproducibility. I want to explain the meaning of reproducibility related to research design. A well-documented research design allows other researchers to replicate the study, which is essential for verifying results and building upon the research in future studies. After reproducibility, we come to the data collection and analysis. How data collection and analysis are important in research design? Research design determines the methods of data collection and analysis, ensuring that the chosen methods and appropriate for the research question, and that data collected is both relevant and sufficient to answer it. And last is very important, decision making in the research design. What is exactly decision making in research? In applied research, a sound research design helps in making informed decision based on empirical evidences, which is critical in fields such as healthcare, business, and social policies. Once you understand all about research design importance by 5 parameters, we come to the objectives of research design. Here I want to explain objectives of research design. The objectives of research design are to establish a clear and structured plan for conducting a study. These objectives guide the entire research process from formulating the research question to collecting and analyzing data. And hence, I want to explain the primary objectives which is required in research design. The primary objective of a research design includes gaining background information and developing hypotheses. Second, measuring the state of variables of interest. Number 3, testing hypotheses that specify the relationships between 2 or more variables. And hence, I want to explain the objectives of research design in detail. There are 9 factors which are responsible for defining objectives of the research design. First is defining the research problem. It is very important to define the research problem of the research, clearly articulate the research question and hypothesis. It involves identifying the scope and boundaries of the study to ensure that the research remains focused, feasible, and manageable. A well-defined research problem provides direction for the entire study, helps avoid ambiguity, and forms the foundation for selecting appropriate research methods, designing data collections, and guiding analysis. This is about defining the research problem. Now, after defining the research problem, we go to the next step, that is choosing the research methodology. Choosing the research methodology involves selecting an appropriate research approach that may be qualitative, quantitative, or mixed methods which are based on the nature of the research questions and the objectives of the study. Research methodology also requires determining the specific research methods such as experiments, surveys, or case studies that will be used to collect data. A careful chosen methodology ensures the research design aligns with the problem being investigated, facilitates validity and reliable data collections, and supports meaningful analysis and interpretation of results. After choosing the research methodology, we come to the third parameter, that is ensuring validity and reliability. Validity and reliability involves designing the study to minimize biases and errors, thereby ensuring the results are both accurate and consistent. Researchers implement controls, randomization, or other methodological techniques to strengthen the credibility and trustworthiness of the findings. Ensuring validity and reliability is critical for producing results that are scientifically sound to build upon the research with confidence. Once you decide the validity and reliability, we must go to the planning data collections. This planning data collection involves defining how the data will be collected, proceed, analyzed, and interpreted to ensure it addresses the research objectives effectively. Researchers must select appropriate data collection tools and techniques, as well as statistical or thematic analysis methods that align with the study's goals. Therefore, careful planning of data collection ensures that the data is relevant, sufficient, and of high quality, thereby enabling valid conclusions and facilitating meaningful interpretations. Once you understand planning data collections, we go to outlining data analysis procedures. Data analysis procedures involve deciding on the type and sources of data required to answer the research question effectively. It also includes determining how and when the data will be collected, while ensuring that the methods are ethical and appropriate for study population. Clearly outlining data analysis procedures helps researchers plan for the organization, coding, and statistical or thematic analysis of data, ensuring that the results are interpretable, valid, and aligned with the study's objectives. Once you outline data analysis procedures, we go for resource management. Resource management involves estimating the sources, required for the study, including time, budget, and personnel required for this. Researchers must plan the allocation and efficient use of these resources to ensure that the study is completed within constraints without compromising quality. Because quality is the most important criteria for good research design, effective resource management allows for smoother project execution, minimization, or it minimizes delays of the research work, cost overruns, and ensures that all aspects of the research from data to analysis and reporting are adequately supported. Now we go to the next, that is ethical considerations. Already I have told about ethics in the previous lectures. Ethical consideration involves ensuring that the research design includes provision for obtaining informed consent, protecting participant confidently, and addressing potential ethical issues throughout their studies. Researchers must also secure approval for relevant ethical review boards or institutional review committees where necessary to ensure compliance with ethical standards. Adhering to ethical consideration safeguards the rights and well-being of participants, maintains the integrity of the research, and enhances the credibility and acceptance of the findings within the scholarly community. Now, after understanding ethical considerations, we go to a very important part of it, that is enhancing reproducibility and generalizability. This involves designing the study in a manner that allows other researchers to replicate it, which is essential for verifying results and strengthening the credibility of the findings. It also requires considering the extent to which the results can be generalized to other contexts, settings, or populations. By focusing on reproducibility and generalizability, researchers ensure that their work contributes reliably to the broader body of knowledge and can be applied or tested in a diverse situations. After enhancing all these things, we have to facilitate interpretations of all the data available and reporting to the committee. This involves ensuring that the research design includes a clear plan for interpreting or reporting the results obtained. It encompasses addressing potential limitations, discussing the implications of the findings, and presenting the results in a structured and transparent manner. A well-planned approach to interpretation and reporting helps researchers communicate their conclusions effectively. Supports critical evaluation by peers and enhances the overall impact and credibility of the study. And hence, after understanding the 9 parameters of the objectives of the research design, we must understand the basic components of research design. I want to explain main components of research design, which are also called as basic components. There are 3 main components of research design. First is data collection. Second is measurement of data. And third is data analysis obtained. Now I want to explain the meaning of data collection. Determining what data is needed, the sources of the data, and the methods of gathering that data. So this is about data collection. How to determine data we require for the research, sources of the data, where we get from it, and what are the different methods to be organized to collect the data. These are very important actions by the researchers. Now come to the measurement. It is necessary to measure different variables of the research, which establishing how variables will be quantified or categorized to ensure accurate and consistent observations. We come to the last, that is data analysis. We have to analyze data for planning that will be required for research activations and interpretation to answer the research questions and to test the analysis or hypothesis available. For research scholars, understanding these components is critical because a well-structured research design ensures the validity, reliability, and credibility of the study and provides a roadmap for efficient and ethical research executions. After understanding basic components of research designs, we go to the process of research designs. The research design process is a systematic and structured approach for planning and conducting research. It begins with clearly defining the research questions and objectives and identifying the appropriate theoretical framework and methodology for the study. Based on the research questions and objectives, the researchers then select the most suitable type of research design, such as experimental research design, correlation research design, survey type of research design, or case study type of research design. A well-planned research design ensures that the study is methodologically sound, efficient, and capable of producing valid, reliable, and meaningful results. And we go to the after understanding for research design processes, we go to the research design elements. A sound research design is essential to ensure the accuracy of collected data and to minimize errors in experimental or other type of research, thereby achieving the desired outcomes. And hence, key elements of research design includes the techniques for data implementation and analysis. Already I have explained earlier the techniques of research data collections, implementation of data results, analysis of data. These techniques can be used. Then selection of research methodology. What type of research methodology you are selecting for your research. Then timeline planning, because well settled planning reduces the unexpected work, unexpected results, and hence you have to make the timeline very efficiently in such a way that the unwanted time, money and manpower can be reduced. Accurate measurements is very important for better results. Now I come to the very important points. Determining how collected data will be organized, proceed and analyze to derive meaningful insights. Choosing the appropriate research approach and methods that align with the research objectives and questions. Time planning established realistic schedule for completing various stages of the research to ensure efficient use of time and resources. Accurate measurement is ensured. Variables are measured correctly using valid and reliable instruments or techniques to enhance the credibility of your findings. Then, after understanding these elements, we have to understand characteristics of research design. These characteristics are very important for completing your research work within a time. A proper research design is essential for the success of any study, as it provides a structured framework that ensures the research produces accurate, reliable, and unbiased insights. These are the key characteristics required for research designs. First is that clarity in research objectives and questions. Already I have explained the research objectives and questions to you. Now I want to explain what is the importance of clarity. The design should clearly indicate how research questions are formulated to maintain the standard and focus of the study. Second thing, characteristic is accuracy and objectivity. The accuracy and objectivity decides the research plan, and hence the research plan should aim to produce results that are valid, unbiased, and reflective of the phenomena under investigations. Now come to the third characteristics, appropriate tools and techniques. Now we require appropriate tools and techniques for selecting correct measurement instruments. We require measuring instruments. That instruments gives the correct measurements and dimensions. And we are also using softwares, different softwares as a tools in the research work. And we also require the analytical techniques that may be crucial to achieving results that align with the objectives of the research. Now we require the systematic planning to complete the research. This well-structured design ensures that each stage of the research, from data collection to analysis, is organized, coherent, that reduces errors and enhancing efficiency of the work. Now, after understanding the characteristics, we must understand what is exactly the research design types. Already I have explained these research design types in my second lectures. A researcher must understand the various types of research designs to select the most appropriate model for a study. And hence, generally, research designs are classified into two main types. First is quantitative and qualitative. Now I want to focus on quantitative research. This quantitative research focuses on understanding phenomena through non-numerical data such as observations, interviews, textual analysis. This research seeks to explore relationships, patterns, and meanings within the data, providing in-depth insights rather than statistical conclusions. Once you understand the quantitative research design, we come to the qualitative research design. This type of research is based on numerical data and statistical analysis. It emphasizes objective measurement, hypothesis testing, and the use of mathematical or statistical techniques to identify relationships, test theories, and to draw generalizable conclusions. And hence, once you understand two basic types, we come to the varieties of research design which are based on quantitative and qualitative research. These are the 5 types of research design: descriptive, experimental, correlational, diagnostic, explanatory. Researchers use different types of research designs depending on the objectives of their study and the nature of research questions. Now, for research scholars, understanding these research design types is crucial for selecting the most suitable approach that aligns with the research objectives and ensures methodological rigor and produces valid and interpretable results. We must understand a descriptive research design. In this type of research design, a researcher is primarily interested in describing a solutions or phenomena or case study. It is often theory-based and allows the researchers to provide insights into the why and how of the subject under investigations. Descriptive research is used to characterize features, calculate averages, identify trends, and summarize variables, all without manipulating or influencing them. And hence, a descriptive research design is a type of research methodology that aims to describe the characteristics, behaviors, or phenomena under study without manipulating variables. Descriptive research design provides a snapshot of the current state of affairs, helping researchers to identify and describe trends, patterns, and relationships within a population or phenomena. Descriptive research is used as a precursor to other types of research such as explanatory or experimental studies, and can be conducted using quantitative, qualitative, or mixed type of approaches. We come to the second, that is experimental research design. In this type of research design, a researcher aims to examine the cause and effect relationship between variables. It involves manipulating one or more independent variables and measuring their effects on one or more dependent variables. In my earlier lectures, I have explained in detail independent variables and dependent variables. If you have difficulty in that, you must refer the earlier lecture so that you can understand. Experimental research allows for the control of extraneous factors through techniques such as randomization, control groups, and standardized procedures which help establish causal relationships. This design is widely used in natural sciences, social sciences, and clinical research to test hypotheses and evaluate the effects of interventions under controlled conditions. Hence, experimental research design is a rigorous methodology used to establish cause and effect relationship between variables. It involves manipulating one or more independent variables that may be factors to observe their effect on dependent variables while controlling all that variables that could influence the results. Now come to the correlational research design. In this type of research, a researcher aims to examine the cause and effect relationship between variables. It is used to test whether changes in one or more independent variables are related to changes in dependent variable, helping to establish causal or predictive relationships. In this type of correlation research design, non-experimental research method is used to explore the relationship between two or more variables. Unlike experimental designs, it does not involve the manipulation of variables or random assignment. Instead, it focuses on measuring and analyzing the degrees to which variables are related, helping researchers to identify patterns, trends, and associations. Now we come to the diagnostic research design. In this type of research, a researcher aims to evaluate the underlying causes or factors contributing to a specific topic, phenomena, or problem. This approach seeks to uncover the reasons behind observed patterns, behaviors, or outcomes, going beyond mere description to provide a deeper understanding of causal mechanisms. Such type of research design mainly used in healthcare sector, education sector, social sciences, and organizational studies to inform interventions, policy decisions, or experimental research. Such type of research is a scientific type of research approach focused on identifying and understanding the causes and conditions or problems within a particular subject or situation. This design is commonly used in fields such as medicine, psychology, education, and business to diagnose issues and develop strategies for addressing them. It involves a systematic investigation aimed at determining the underlying factors contributing to a problem and conditions. And we'll come to the next, that is explanatory research design. In this type of research, researchers must apply their ideas, theories, and conceptual frameworks to a particular area of study. They explore and test theoretical to a particular area of study. They explore and test theoretical constructs seeking to explain underlying principles, relationships, or mechanisms within the phenomena under investigations. This approach is often used in explanatory research to provide a deeper understanding of why and how certain events or behaviors occur, and it helps in developing new hypotheses and guiding future empirical studies. And hence, this type of research approach aimed at explaining the relationship between variables and understanding the underlying reasons or causes of a particular phenomena. This design goes beyond merely describing, observing a phenomena. And this explanatory research design is commonly used in social sciences, business, psychology, and other fields to develop their theories, test hypotheses, and build a deeper understanding of a complex issues. And hence, last part is the benefits of a research design, because research design has lot of benefits to complete the research. Well-structured research design is essential for effective research planning. It provides clarity and meaningful insights into the research problem, helping researchers understand the objectives, scope, and desired outcomes of the study. A proper research design also minimizes risks and errors during data collection, ensuring that the information gathered is accurate, reliable, and relevant. Additionally, it allows researchers to systematically explore their theories, test hypotheses, and generate valid conclusions that contribute to knowledge in the field. Hence, a research design is critical aspect of the research process, providing a structured plan for conducting studies. Research design ensures that research is carried out systematically, efficiently, and ethically, yielding reliable and valid reasons. Thank you very much for patience listening of my session. If you refer earlier fundamental research, that 2 lectures, then techniques of PhD writing thesis, 2 lectures, then you can understand research design very simply, because it is difficult to understand because it based on previous research fundamentals. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sudhakar Umali, for your insightful session on research design. We truly appreciate your time, effort, and the valuable guidance. On behalf of the International Association for the Quality Education and the Ministry of Education, Uva Province, Sri Lanka, I extend my sincere thanks to you and to all the educators who joined us today. We look forward to meet again in the next session. Thank you very much, sir, and have a pleasure evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see